Hey, everybody out there in Ironman 70.3 Memphis land. Thought I would go over the bike course and kind of my take on it. My name is Ryan Falkenrath with Set the Pace Triathlon. I am based out of Kansas City. Will be participating in Memphis 70.3. It's just about as close drive as Boulder 70.3 for me, and timing works out perfect for my goals. And I'm Ironman University Certified coach, so doing a little bit of recon on the course and what I can do from here. And the Facebook groups are great. Got some video I want to share of the course later, but right now I just want to talk about the bike course and kind of my thoughts on it as far as from a coach perspective, an athlete perspective. When you look at it, it looks relatively straightforward. I mean, you got one loop. You look at the elevation chart, it's only about 1,700 feet gain, which for a half Ironman, I mean, we had one here in Kansas. It was about 3,500 feet gain over 56 miles, so 1,700 feet gain. I'll take that. That's a nice little course. Nice rolling hills, pretty similar to what we have here in Kansas City. No major climbs. I mean, there's like a little bitty steep section here, a little steep climb here, but I mean, right now there's nothing. And looking at the video, I'll go ahead and play that. So while we are talking, you can see that video that Brian Carlson was so kind to go out and drive the course. So a good 56-mile ride. Nice of him to fast forward so you can just watch the course and don't have to sit there through 56 miles of it. But some of the key things that I noticed as you're going through, if you're riding a very hilly, steep course, you're going to see, when you look at the horizon, you're going to see that hill kind of going up there. And basically, kind of watch through the video, you don't really see any instances where you have a nice, huge climb in front of you, which is always kind of encouraging. Personally, I'm not a fan. I did Ironman Lake Tahoe 2013, 8,500 feet climbing on the bike. That was my first Ironman, and I think I'm in a lot better position now that I'm a little bit smarter about doing recon on events and courses before I go out and sign up for them. So I don't like climbing hills, and a bunch of climbing. So I think this course is going to be great for an athlete like myself, where I don't want to do a bunch of climbing, but it's nice rolling hills. I like to get that momentum going uphill, kind of crest the hill, and get a little bit of spinning recovery on the backside. So it's not like flat like a pancake like Ironman Florida, where you're just constantly spinning the entire time. You get a little bit of respite going on the downhills. Probably somewhat similar to 70.3 Chattanooga. This is probably a less hillier than 70.3 Chattanooga, so I'm really optimistic about it. I had a great race out there for the 70.3 in 2018. So hitting this race in 2020, I kind of see an opportunity to really almost put the hammer down a little bit more than I normally would in a half Ironman race. The other things I noticed is most of it so far has been tree lined. So that's nice because it should give you in October. It should be really super exactly warm out there. So, getting direct sunlight, I don't think it's going to be an issue as much. So you don't need necessarily shade from the trees. But the nice thing it provides is wind block. So, I mean, you go on this whole thing, there's a few sections where there's no trees or anything on either side. You might, if it's windy, get a little bit of a headwind. But, I mean, you ride this whole thing and you've got tree lines on both sides for most of the race. So I think that's going to be a great opportunity to reduce the wind. There's not going to be a headwind, kind of counterintuitive. There's not going to be a tailwind, but it shouldn't be crosswinds. So if you're using deep dish wheels, that should be awesome. Race wheels, probably a great opportunity because all you got to fight is the wind resistance on your bike. So the other thing that I do kind of notice is 2-lane road. So I think there's going to be opportunities of, dealing with traffic and hopefully the people out that way out in the outer skirts of Memphis are friendly. I know, especially here in Kansas City, you go outside in the country roads. Sometimes you get some people, the farmers and whoever that don't really enjoy cyclists being on the road. And when you throw 3,500 cyclists all out there riding for a race, you shut down roads, shut down intersections, you get some grumpy people. So that'd be one of my concerns is just have your head on a swivel for traffic. Especially there's going to be a few turn points where you want to be up. If you got your aero bike, you want to be up on the drops. You don't want to just hammer it the entire time. But I mean, like like I said, just watching this video going through, there's not really a section where I'm really worried. Like there's a little bit of a climb, but you know, it was over quick, painless, right? No big deal. So you're driving through, should be nice and scenic, you know, especially when you're hitting the fall, as the leaves change and everything. I would imagine this is going to be a pretty beautiful little course to ride around and kind of wrap up, at least for me, the season in the fall. And just kind of watching the rest of the video here, I think it was about 5 minutes long. So if I can talk that long, make it interesting other than just watching video, I think this comes off pretty good on the video. Like I said, Brian Carlson, he posted in the group, so you can just go in the group and then search him if you want to watch the video straight from his post. But thanks again, Brian, for posting this. I think this kind of helps out, especially for me, you know, coming from out of town. You know, I've driven through Memphis when I've gone to Chattanooga for races, and just I've visited there a couple different times or whatever, but never really stayed in Memphis in the area. So I'm looking forward to that, especially the park where the race is at. It looks like a fairly nice little area. But I like it. It's a loop course. It's one loop, so you don't have to ride through and then ride it again. There's not a bunch of out and backs. It's like I said, it's a nice loop course. You come back one transition. It's pretty straightforward. Looks like you do have a few intersections to kind of, you know, like I said, don't just plow through those intersections. Make sure on the drops, watching for traffic. You know, Ironman does the best that they can to control traffic, but every once in a while, there's a few knuckleheads that, you know, they're just in a hurry to get to church, and they're going to run over some cyclists, or they're just going to bowl through some intersections, not paying attention. And sometimes, unfortunately, that happens. But at the end of the day, you know, safety first. And there you are, bike finish. So that's it in a nutshell. Like I said, if you want to watch Brian's video, I think that gives you a good feel for what you're going to kind of deal with. I don't see any major climbs, so I think it's an opportunity to maybe kind of extend yourself a little bit on the bike. Make sure you're trained up for the bike. Make sure you're doing your power intervals, because I think for the most part, you're going to be able to pedal the most of the time and get, like I said, a little bit of recovery on the back hill, the rollers. So I think personally, for me as an athlete, I'm going to look at it as an opportunity to really attack the bike course, because the run course is looking fairly doable as well, especially that time of year. I don't think the temperature is going to be up high. I'm not a hot weather athlete, so that's what kind of drew me to this race in October. I think there's an opportunity to really get out there, get after the bike course. I know I'm looking forward to it. So if you have any other questions or anything you wanted me to hit on for the race or anything, put it in the comments and I'll follow up with that. But good luck out there. Happy training for everybody. And I'll go over the run course a little bit later, my thoughts on that, and post comments on that, and we'll talk to you later.